What's up, everybody? I wanted to do a little video rant or blog about a subject that I get asked about a lot. Tremolo technique. A lot of guitarists are afraid of it, or they just really want to achieve a perfect tremolo. And I don't have a perfect tremolo. It's a work in progress. I think it's pretty decent, but I'm not an authority on the subject matter. But I think I can share a few tips and kind of my experience. And maybe it'll help you if you're kind of stuck, or if you are afraid to get started with tremolo, or just have never been able to completely figure it out. So I'll start with number one. I think a lot of people, they get excited about tremolo. It's a very exciting or beautiful technique, and they want to jump into playing the famous tremolos right real quick. Just, okay, so tremolo is this, let me learn the piece. And they don't even have the actual tools they need mastered, okay? That's one of the main issues. So let's take the myth and the magic away from tremolo. There's no magic about it. It's really an arpeggio. When we start the guitar, usually they teach you right hand position, plant your thumb here, index on the third, middle on the second, and ring or A finger on the first. And they show you how to do an ascending arpeggio, right? It's one of the first things we learn. So tremolo is not far away from this. It's the opposite, or thumb, and then instead of doing I, M, A, we're gonna do A, M, I. That's tremolo, really, when you think about it. But we have to position all those three fingers either on the first string, or on the second string, or sometimes on the third string, but very rarely. So the first thing you have to realize is you have to master that P-A-M-I. Don't even do it on one string. Just get really good at this. Make sure it's even. Make sure you get a good sound from every string. And before that, make sure your nails are properly filed. I'm not gonna get too much into nail, but your shape of nail, you have to figure that out. There's a lot of different ways. My philosophy is just not too long, not to go a lot over the flesh of the fingertip, and make sure they are rounded, they have a little bit of an angle, and my longest one is the A finger. It's a little bit longer than the other ones. So just work on that over and over and create variations. For example, one variation that you can do is thumb playing all the different basses. Play open, play close, and analyze your strokes. Use a metronome, and also work without a metronome. Next, add a pattern on the left hand, like a scale. Because the other element of tremolo is that we're gonna have a singing bass line sometimes. So we have to balance the tremolo and the melody or the patterns on the bass line. So you can start to get used to that with this basic arpeggio by doing little patterns on your left hand. So that's one thing you can do. After that, you're gonna want to start working, doing the same thing, but A, M, and I are gonna be on one string. And now this is where it starts to get tricky, because when it's on the first string, that's pretty simple. You just have to shift or align it a little bit. And now we apply the same concepts that I mentioned. But now you have to also practice bringing these 3 fingers to the second string. That's the trickiest one, because a lot of times if your movement is not precise and it's not small, you're gonna mess with the first string, and that's not gonna be good. So make sure your strokes are short and precise. Work with the metronome and just start creating little patterns. Little type of exercise where you have a little pattern on your left fingers, and then you are alternating between second and first. Practice with chords. So you can do like E minor, D, C, and B7. See, there's all this different steps and things that you can do to cultivate and work on your technique before you even bother or try to achieve or attempt a piece like Recuerdos del Alhambra or more advanced tremolos, okay? You can use the same chords and then bring it up a little bit by alternating between first and second string. See, like E minor. All kind of variations that you can do. You can work on 2 strings. For example, you can use thirds, key of C. That way you're gonna work on moving your left hand along the fretboard, changing positions, and keeping a very coordinated effort between both hands, and while still working the tremolo. For example, C major thirds. This brings me to a very important part of the tremolo. A lot of people think that everything is on the right hand for tremolo, and that's not the case. Your right hand has to be on point, right? But if it's not coordinated with a very precise, quick, shifting left hand, it's not gonna come out, okay? You need coordination. So this exercise is good for that. You have to be able to shift quickly and cleanly. You can do all sorts of different patterns, like you can skip. Then you can do the same thing on the second string. You can do sixths instead of thirds. And so on. You can use a diminished chord. can practice chromatically. You know, bringing it back to and try to finish off, there's so many things that you should be able to do and practice before you try to attempt tremolo pieces. So create your little studies. Remember that it's just a A-M-I pattern brought to one string. So take the myth away from the tremolo, break it down to what it is. Create studies like that. And spend time cultivating your technique that way, and you'll be on your way to actually playing a good tremolo with real pieces like Recuerdos del Alhambra. Anyway, that was just a little rant about it. I hope I gave you some good tips. This is very raw and I'm not gonna edit this video. So I hope you take the positive out and leave me a message if you have any questions or any recommendations. See you later.